Hello, everyone, and welcome to SHITE Series 2, Episode 1, World Wrestling Allstars, the Inception. Hello, everyone. This is Andy Ogden once again, and joining us today is my partner in SHITE, the one and only Matty Edwards. Matty, hello.
Hello, Andy. We're back. Shite was obviously, critically acclaimed. We went to muck, thought it done its justice, now, but we're back to round to shite again, mate. Because I think that's what the fans want to hear about, don't they, mate? Correct word, shite.
SHITE, mates. What a choice this is.
I mean,
Anyway,
yeah,
Episode 1.
we started off hot. Let's put it that way. Hot shite. We've started off here.
If you think of the biggest steaming pile of shite going, spoiler alert, this is World Wrestling Allstars from Australia. It's on the 26th of October 2001 from Sydney, Australia, coming in at 2 hours, 34 minutes and 6 seconds of our lives that we will never, ever get back. So in October 2001, 1 month later, the Alliance would die on WWE TV at the Survivor Series. So it's around that era. WWA was founded by Australian concert promoter Andrew McManus. Now, I read up on Andrew McManus. He was the manager for the Divinals, who had a top 10 hit in the UK.
I Touch Myself, is it?
I Touch Myself.
Dirty Dancing soundtrack, mate. I'm on it.
Yeah.
All over it. The mega mix. I'm on it.
Very, very good tune. And he was also, just reading up, he'd had a few like lawsuits, and he was a bit, like most promoters.
Gonna say he's a promoter. He's just comes to the territory, doesn't it?
WWA would last from October 2001 to May 2003.
Wow. Like, I haven't, you're the research guy on this podcast, Andy. I was expecting you to say 2002 then. How the hell did these get, 18 months? How? But anyway.
I was going to ask,
I remember it.
Have you ever heard of WWA?
Of course, yeah, of course. It's always that era, like, after WCW. I know you're saying WCW still on TV, on WWE, but like the promotion itself in ECW, it's that era of their clothes, we need to, and TNA isn't in existence, so it's like whatever's just getting put out there is this new promotion. And I always remember it. WWA, XWF, there's loads around this time, but this could be one of the first ones, Andy, if I'm not mistaken. This is before XWF, isn't it?
I think it is.
Yeah. It is. So this is the first one where, it's a lot. It's basically the WCW guys that WWE just didn't want or did never signed, isn't it? And Nathan Jones, who they would sign a couple of months later. So yeah, it's basically a long episode of Nitro, isn't it? That's what this is.
Yeah, so it's the land of forgotten toys. Definitely. XWF as well would run Australia, so it was a hotbed at the time. For these startup promotions, recording. We're a week away from AEW running a show in Australia. Only a small show, not a 50,000 seater show like WWE would do in about 2002, 2003 when the Global Warning Tour.
Yeah,
if you remember
last
that
year,
one.
Mate. Last year with the Elimination Chamber as well, standard. Rhea and Nia Jax, Nia Jax, that big draw along with Rhea. I think it can't be sniffed at, Andy. But no, XWF, I'm just doing a bit of research here on the fly here, Andy, and I think it's saying I don't know when it actually started, but it's got 2001 by that, so yeah.
Yeah, because you've got to think that Hogan was in WWF in 2002.
So it would have been pre then, yeah, but it's around the same. It's that year, isn't it? And they dare to say had bigger names with a Roddy Piper and a Sable through in there as well, didn't he? The XWF.
Mr. Perfect, I think. Were in
there
well.
He wrestled Hogan in the main event, didn't he? One of them tapings, yeah. So, yeah. But is it that, as you say, it's that era of just like, as we say there, it's just people who haven't been signed, people who are just still hanging around, this is before TNA. Most of these would probably end up being in TNA as well, wouldn't they? About 8 months later. So crazy times to look back at, Andy. Always love doing this, don't we? Just for the history lesson.
So WWA employed Jeremy Borash as booker and head of talent.
What happened to him?
Oh yeah, big fish in WWE now. As he was recommended by Vince Russo, who was originally planned to work for the WWA as the booker. Well, you can sort of tell because one of his favourite wrestlers is
Disco. You can tell's all over this
Disco.
Creative and some of the shit, like the shit stuff of it. Like some of it is like, but it doesn't surprise me because JB, I remember him turning up on Nitro when Russo was booking that in like September. He just turned up on commentary. First time I ever seen him was on commentary in WCW, and
it were always sporadic, weren't it, Matt?
Yeah, he only done a couple of shows. And then he accompanied Russo to one match maybe as well, and then you wouldn't see him then because Russo went in October. So he was definitely a Russo guy. Always got a lot of time for JV because of that reason, Andy.
Man of many jobs.
Many talents, but good at them all. You know, he's the opposite to a jack of all trades, master of none. He's a jack of all trades, master of them all. Great ring announcer, great commentator, like just a good backstage interviewer. He's just good at everything. He is good booker or like creative mind behind like with Broken Matt and all that kind of stuff. Cinematic matches, and now an agent backstage in WWE or wherever he works as there. Great lad.
So on the original tour, the Road Dogg beat Jeff Jarrett to become the first WWA champ, but the title was vacated to allow it to be competed for in a tournament on the first pay-per-view. So it's like one of the made-up titles. You know when Pat Patterson won the Intercontinental title in Rio de Janeiro? Road Dogg won it in Brazil as well.
Okay. Is that what they were going for?
At this time, the UK number one was Can't Get You Out of My Head by Kylie Minogue. A tune.
And you know, like, at the time, oh mate, I fucking hated it. Like, honestly, it was one of them songs that but I know it's that era, so like, there wasn't a quick turn over the songs as much as there is like, as I said, probably I'm going back 5 years now, but I can imagine how worse it is today for the chart getting. But like that, literally, what an apropos title, because I couldn't get it out of my head. How many, like it was just there for fucking. It felt like years, Andy. It was on everything, on all the music stations, the video on the channels. Like you just couldn't avoid this song. Like it was a big song, but it just done my head in. Like I never liked it, mate.
And also, number one around this time was Because I Got High by Afro Man.
Now, that's a great tune. But it wasn't the time. It wasn't the time, anyway. It wasn't the time.
What surprised me looking at the charts at this time, because 2001 is still pretty much new metal era, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is. Is the not? Mate, it is, but then you can go into 2002 as well. Where like your Nickelback spin-offs and that are coming in there, like that type of rock as well. But what didn't you see many in the top tens you were looking for there? And
I didn't see many. No. I just thought, still in a very poppy era from the UK number ones. Number one albums though, we had Kylie Fever, which we'll add Can't Get You Out of My Head on. Gold by Steps. So that must have been the Steps Greatest Hits or something.
Remember me nieces had that one.
5, 6, 7, 8, Boot Scooting Baby. All that. Yeah. And Dido, No Angel.
I mean, I'm not a Dido fan by any stretch of the imagination, but I will say White Flag. I think that's one of their later ones. Yeah. Oh, mate. Obviously, I had Angel in the video, which helps because he's what a cracking looking fella he is. But, like, White Flag, unbelievable song. She can't raise that voice down though. She's just a flat track like across the board, and she's got no range for me at all. You know, but that is a fucking one of the best tunes. I fucking love that song.
Well, let's say this pay-per-view, I was ready to wave the white flag above my let's get into the Aussie national anthem, which was performed by a Jacker. Never heard of them.
I mean, sorry, just to cut you off, Andy, you said it was 2 hours, etc. Like, The link I watched, mate, it was 1 hour 55. So have we watched two different versions with a few bits cut out here?
We might have done. Who knows? I think there's one bit that is cut out from the US version of this.
Okay.
Which is the skin to win match.
Nah, I haven't seen that, mate. That's not on the one I've got. I must have watched the. Obviously, I watched the US version. I haven't got that one, mate. No.
Yeah, so let's get to see who's on commentary here. So it's Jeremy Borash and the one and only Jerry the King Lawler.
I mean, it's only a month before the King goes back to WWF as well. We were saying before there about the alliance and stuff, but this is the infamous, isn't it, Andy? I think you might have mentioned it before in one of our chats or when we were talking about, imagine having the commentary over on the house mic. Yeah. This is it, mate. This is the experiment, and obviously we can't comment because we weren't there, but it's just a wild. Do you think it's nuts, that, or do you think it's a good idea, or where'd you land on that?
Well, I'd heard about this one before, and
a Brit Red show you've been to over the years must have tried this, Andy. They must have.
I've never heard.
No,
it before.
That surprises me. That shocks me.
Unless it's in a small room, and I think at Tidal we could probably hear it when we were stood in the vegan cafe because it was just a small venue and like commentary was literally above. But this, it'd take me out of the room. Or if you wanted wrestlers, I'd be like constantly to commentaries like, what the fuck you on about, mate?
Yeah. You have to put it out your mind, an extra thing, wouldn't you? So I mean, fair play. It's something different, that I'd never. So I'll give them that. It's something new because there's nothing new in wrestling, really, is there? Like, ever. So I'll give them that to try it. But yeah, it wasn't for me even watching it. And as I say, why would I care when I'm not in the building? But it's still, it was still in my mind. If that makes any sense at all, it was just weird.
Yeah, so Jerry Lawler was still on hiatus from the WWE, wasn't he?
Yeah.
The stuff with the cat.
Yeah. He left in February and comes back, I say, a month later, night after Survivor Series 2001. So it's just strange seeing him there, yeah, and obviously who comes out as the tough commissioner. Like, I mean, always good to see the big fella, but it's a collection. It's just a collection of people, isn't it?
Yeah, Jerry Lawler, I think it was about a month or two after he was back in the WWF after Heyman got booted off.
Yeah, Survivor Series, yeah.
So this might have been like his first and last appearance for the WWA, but as you mentioned, the big fella who comes out, well, you're one half of Bretro, and you know what? He come out, chest first.
Chest out, you can tell he's fucking livid because he gets released from his contract. I know it off by heart. 2nd of October, it's 2000. He gets released from his contract, Bret Hart, from WCW. And obviously this was coming after, everyone should know the story of the concussion. Goldberg at Starrcade. He wrestled a few matches after that for about 3 or 4 weeks.
He had that hardcore match, didn't he, with Terry Funk?
Terry Funk. His last match was January 10th against Kevin Nash on Nitro. And then obviously after that he's obviously injured, and then they release him from his contract, and you can tell he's absolutely livid because he is shooting from the hip, shooting from everywhere in this interview. He comes out, and obviously he's the commissioner, made up to be in Australia, but then he just starts going off like, I was the champ in WWF, no one beat me, obviously relating to the screw job. I was champ in WCW, no one beat me because he had to give it up. Rock, Steve Austin, Goldberg, that piece of shit Vince McMahon, no one's ever beat me, and he's fucking fuming though, isn't he? Absolutely livid.
This is his most bitterness, isn't it?
Yeah, this is. But even goes on about the obviously in a nice moment though, about the World Trade and that, how we can all World Trade Center, so it's just coming a couple of months after that.
Yeah, because he was stuck in Australia.
Stuck in Australia, so it's he's saying it's nice that he had people around them kind of thing as well. So obviously a tough time for the world at that point. But yeah, he's just got all that emotion in him, whether it's good, nice like that, or fuming about WCW. It's just, you can just tell he's just telling it how it is, and no one's going to tell him backstage not to. They're just not. So yeah, he's doing what he wants, Bret.
I did find it funny how he called the promotions in typical Brett fashion. The
Yeah, and
the WWF, and the WWA.
of course, the SummerSlam, the Survivor Series, just the way he's wired. That's why we love him.
And the belt that he brought out, the WWA title belt, looked like a strap with two mirrors stuck on it.
Definitely like what sort of we made when we used to, well, I say backyard wrestle, front room wrestle. That's what we'd make. We'd make something like that, but it is what it is, and it is. We can nail it for all, and I'm sure we're going to call it a load of shite as we go along, but it is what it is, innit? It's a tournament for a title. They're going to have to bring something out, whether it's literally looks like a prop or not yet, but, you know, at least they got Brett there. I'll always say that. At least they had Brett.
So this is for the, as the commentary say, the 7 Deadly Sins tournament.
Yes.
Let's get into match number 1, which, you know, they don't officially announce. I know they say there's matches tonight, but they don't officially announce these matches as actual tournament matches, just matches.
There's no brackets, is there, really, until like they basically looks like they're making it up on the fly, but then we get some sort of brackets. But as you said, they haven't announced every match, so it's a bit weird to keep up with it, really.
Yeah. So match number 1, a cruiserweight ladder match.
And on paper, this should be good. Juventud Guerrera against Psychosis, whether it's 2001 or not, whether we thought they were washed at this point or not, whether how old they are or what. And, I mean, they have a go, don't they? But you like me, Andy, it's not. It's just dire, really, isn't it? It's just sad to see in a way, like it is. And this is before ladder matches got like burnt into the ground because you'd see them you feel like you see them every week. You know what I mean? It's just sad to see in this environment. Maybe it's that, like.
I think like I don't know. I was programmed because I didn't know any of the card while watching it. I thought, oh, watch it fresh eyes. And when they said cruiserweight ladder match, I half expecting, you know, like WCW openers where they'd have like 6 people come out, exactly. Evan Courageous and pop out, and
Lash LaRue,
and what have you. So Juventud Guerrera is like, yeah, get in there. I don't know if this were around the time he was off his head on drugs and waving his cock around in Australia.
Well, that's it. But he's back where he done it. This is a year later. He's back in basically the same country he's done it in. So he must have got let into the country again. Don't know the technicalities of that legal side of it, but he obviously wasn't he?
Yeah, and Psychosis. Now, one of my notes here. Psychosis seemed to live off the reputation of those 1995 ECW matches versus Rey Mysterio for years. Lazy worker.
Like, I'm the same as you, and like, I've got a lot of time for most of the luchadors in WCW era, and even like cruiserweights near the end of WCW, because it was always that division where whether you're a fan or not, you just got to appreciate the work they put in, and like, it's different, isn't it? But I'm like you, Psychosis. I've never been a Psychosis guy. Honestly, like, he's the worst one for me. Maybe out of them all, but definitely out of the so-called bigger names in the luchadors or the cruiserweight era. I've just never been into him at all. He had that leg drop, and that was it. That was it for me.
I think his issue was he took the mask off.
Yeah,
because
I don't know Hoovy did, but Hoovy for me, like, kind of like, and even Ray to a point. Obviously, we know Ray to this day better with the mask, but even in WCW, that didn't affect me as much. He just changed his character, which is fair play. He's giving it a go, you know, to be something different. But Psychosis was literally the same fella when he took the mask off. Even Hoovy tried to add the juice stuff to his character, whether it worked or not. They had a go with the Psychosis. It was just the same fella without the mask on, with shorter hair as well in the end.
I think I'm still burnt from watching. Bloody hell. He had an ECW one night stand match against Rey Mysterio where they tried to relive, the old days. And, it was like,
But they are like groundbreaking classic matches, though, them original Rey and Psychosis matches, to be fair, like.
So you have Hoovy ramming the ladder face first into Psychosis, which, to be honest, you couldn't miss his big nose. So, so easy target there. There's a spot where Hoovy climbs the ladder and slips and manages to barely catch Psychosis. But the funny thing was the ladder on the way down cracks the referee on the head.
That was grim. Like, Hoovy, like, I shit myself when he fell off, Andy. I swear down, like that was some scary shit. But it was when when it fell on the ref. I mean, it just summed it up, didn't it? It did.
It's very much like the story of me climbing up into the attic about a month or two ago to get some wrestling figures, and then I thought, I need some money. I'll sell them on eBay, and I've never climbed up in the attic before, so I thought, fuck it, I'll get the ladders out. Climbed up, managed to get up there, found the box there. It was like Indiana Jones, with light shining out. It's like the Holy Grail. Managed to get the box. Right, I'll chuck it. I'll chuck it downstairs because I live on my own. What happened? The bloody box hit the ladders and knocked them over. So I had my feet dangling on the end of the
like a cartoon sketch. That I love that.
Yeah, it's a good job. I'm 6'5".
Gotta
so
say,
I could hang myself down onto the bedding box where the attic is, but. Very, very much a similar situation to what Hooven 2 had, and I was very much like the referee. You have the sunset flip powerbomb off the ladder by Hoovy, a 450 by Hoovy, and then Hoovy climbs up and wins. I did say this match was held together by Hooven 2, but yeah. Psychosis shit.
Yeah, it was, and it wasn't much. I'd say the other go Hoovy did. I like the fact that he just did the 450, then just climbed the ladder and won it. There was no drama. He just did his move and then just went up and grabbed it. So, yeah.
Next up, we have a dance troupe called the Starettes, who were their Aussie version of the Nitro Girls.
Yeah, this is definitely just WCW Nitro Light, WCW whatever diet, WCW Nitro. It's just every aspect of it, isn't it?
Because it's similar what WCW did after a match. It used to be about a minute of the Nitro Girls backstage segment. You have Jerry going on about the puppies again. I will say Jerry Lawler on this show. People call him one of the best commentators of all time. He's not aged, has he?
No, terrible. Some of the stuff terrible, Andy, when you look back at it. But yeah, this is just. It is. Is he phoning it in, emailing it in, faxing it in? What are you saying about it?
He would have been faxing it in back in those days. Yeah.
Yes, he's definitely not WhatsApping it in, is he?
So a limo pulls up. I was half expecting a black Hummer here. As what's it? Ram Manus and Nathan Jones.
Here he is, the big fella.
Yeah, he's a unit, isn't he? This is. I think you said that this is before he signed with WWF.
They must have seen him on this and just fell in love with him, wasn't he?
Yeah, to be honest, it was always the case with WWE with these startup promotions back then.
Yeah,
they look at who they could take away, and if they took away the big stars, they'd be dead. in a certain amount of time, these promotions. So they're greeted with Lenny and Lodi, who we'll get into later on. Some proper dregs.
Do we have to? Okay, now.
Well, I'll tell you what we'll have to get into now is match number 2, a dog collar match.
Dog shit. Is this?
The reason why it's a dog collar match is because it involves 2 dogs.
Yes.
Road Dogg and K-Dog. That's Konnan versus Road Dogg. And for copyright reasons, both lads have lost a letter in their names.
Of course.
So Konnan's lost an N and Road Dogg has lost a G.
Yeah. It's... Poor Andy, I mean, where the hell do you want to start? You've got to have Konnan working heel. We're going to start there. How basic and shit is this match though, Andy? This is fucking dreadful. This, it is. Konnan, God bless him, charisma. I was saying all the time, but one of the... And I haven't seen his... No one come at me. I haven't seen his Mexico stuff where he's meant to have good hair matches and stuff like that. Send me them and I'll watch them because I don't believe it ever happened. And I get he was a big star, but fuck me, he's one of the worst wrestlers I've ever seen in my life. Jesus Christ, Andy, he's bad. He's so bad. But what a charismatic fella, though, at the same time with it. It's just, he just coasted by off it, didn't he? Oh, he was terrible in there.
Is it true he only lived off 3 manoeuvres?
What was it? The back kick X Factor, which he never landed on his ass for because he couldn't. The fucking, what was it? The Tequila Sunrise.
Tequila
And
Sunrise.
the rolling clothesline, mate. Don't get me wrong, in the games, you could just hit that. You could spam that all over the place. And it was a good move, so I'll give him that. But fuck me, like. But how bad was he at selling, though, Andy, in that? Oh, he was terrible. Taking moves, awful.
I think it was all a mirage, that Mexico run, because I'm of the same thinking as you, Matty.
Yeah.
Dreadful wrestler.
Now, he makes Chavo Guerrero look like Stone Cold Steve Austin for me. And just think of what I think of Chavo Guerrero as well.
Stone Cold Chavo Guerrero. I'm just seeing the run now for Chavo. Fuck me. The problem was with this dog collar match is the dog collar.
I've got to state that's in ring because obviously Konnan's a million times more entertaining than everything else than Chavo Guerrero. But come on.
The dog collar kept falling off during this match on Konnan's end of it.
Of course. Do you expect anything else? Could he put that on properly? No, because it's not a rolling clothesline. Fucking hell.
I think it fell off after the rolling clothesline as well. But this is a dog collar match where you have to touch each corner. So
yeah,
dreadful.
Road Dogg wins, Andy. Like, and let's move on because it's just bad. It really is.
0.5 out of 5 I did put for this.
100%, mate. And once again, for listeners who are aware, we don't speak before shows. Like, we don't. You send me the link, and we don't give each other ratings. We don't give. You're the research guy. I'll openly admit I hardly do any. I'm here to follow your lead on this, Andy. So, like, I'm always going with the flow.
The dog lead.
Literally the dog lead, mate. I think we could have a better fucking dog leash match over this fucking call than they could, mate. Honestly, just really bad. So I'm glad you put 0.5 down before I'd even had a chance to speak to you, mate.
And so then we have a parade of the skin to win competitors. I don't know if you got this.
I couldn't even tell you who's a part of this. I mean, could I have a guess? Because honestly, this is not on the version I've seen at all.
Right. So this backstage segment, a parade of the skin to win competitors. Let's have
how many?
So there's 4 of them.
Right.
None of them you will have heard of.
Oh, so no one's in WCW, like a Medeja or no one? Okay.
No,
okay,
they couldn't even afford like Francine or something like that.
Okay.
Like the airfare. So one's called Adara James, one's called Queen Bee. Another one's called Violet, and the 4th competitor of the show, like the back of it, was like, nice 5s and everything. And they went to the front of this. Now this is 2001. They had a cock, and Jerry Lawler's like, oh no. Yeah. So they're called Sharon Award.
Awful. I'm glad that it went on because it sounds terrible.
Yeah, well, I'll give a review of the match in a bit, but let's go to what I will say is the best match of the show. Match number 3, Hardcore Rules now. Devon Crowbar Storm versus Norman Smiley. So
no. I was going to say Screaming Norman Smiley. Get it right, Andy. I mean, you say it's the best match of the night. I'd have to go through my other notes to confirm that. But I will say the finish is near the finish is great. Like, that's wild. But it's every other hardcore match of the time you've ever seen in your lifetime.
WCW,
and I was a fan of them. Like, it was just fixed into my brain that this is what you've done in a hardcore match, and it's of the time. So, like, it's easy me saying it now that it's like, but at the time I would have been loving it. So it's kind of like, but the finish, as I say, what leads to the finish, wild.
Well, a few notes on this before we get into the match. Jerry Lawler admits on commentary that he thinks with his cock.
Awful.
Some of the moves in the ring, we have the big wiggle. The big wiggle's met with a kendo stick. You have a chair shot to crowbar. Table is out for the biggest pop of the show. 20 odd years on, that spot
Mate,
still gets the biggest
it's
cheer of the night.
tables are like, people say, well, even me saying, Jey Uso, Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, fucking tables are the most over thing in wrestling, mate, and they always will be. People need to realise this. We've seen it a million times, but I'll always pop myself, Andy. I'm always a sucker for a table spot. I hate shit ones though. Like, I hate when it's just basic and shit. It's like, all right, you know what I mean, in the corner, or just give someone a chokeslam or a powerbomb event, and that'll do me. You know what I mean?
You want to know Mike Awesome style one where he totally misses a table and they land head first on concrete.
You're a sadist.
Yeah. So crowbar's cut open from the head. So it ends up with like Devon putting a Smile in a bin and drives him into a Disco Inferno on the phone. Now, Disco Inferno, how many appearances does he make on camera during this show? Too many.
Far too many. Absolutely far too many, mate. Just, you can tell he's got his fingerprints all over this, can't you? Like, fucking hell.
He must have been assistant booker.
Yeah.
To Jeremy Borash on this one. As you mentioned, though, the finish, Devon climbs up to the top of the Titantron, even though it's not called the Titantron. Yeah. Everyone calls it the Titantron, and splashes Norman through through double tables to a monster pop.
Oh, it's a good spot, this. Spot of the night, isn't it? Like, it really is good. Like, because Crowbar would always do stuff like that. I remember, like, even The Wall had kind of a mini feud in 2000, and every week they just, like, it starts off a chokeslam, then it'd be a chokeslam off the apron through a table, then it'd be a chokeslam off the apron through the announce table, then they went to pay-per-view and he chokeslammed them off the Titantron through the stage. It was just great.
Do you remember that with that one? I remember them doing the Owen Hart voice for that one. You know, where they chokeslammed him off the Titantron. Funnily enough, talking of tables matches, The Wall, who was supposed to be the master of the tables matches, I think he lost every one in WC.
Old Jerry Tweet.
But it ends up, like, obviously Crowbar jumping off the Titantron. You think, oh, he's won here. No, Norman Smiley leans over, 1, 2, 3, and gets the win.
He's another one, Norman Smiley. Like, great character, great, like, the wiggle, brilliant. But, like, was he a wrestling legend? And he's trained everyone in the PC for years, and he's still there now. Like, Charlotte loves him. Like, he's just never been for me, though, Andy. Like, he had that charisma, and Screaming Norman was great. But another one that, like, just haven't really, just not. I've got time for him. Yeah,
studies tapes in Mexico and what have you.
This is it, lad. Listen, there's only Ian in Mexico that I believe that he was a big star, old Vampiro. But obviously Norman Smiley, hilarious though. That Screaming Norman, and when he brought Ralphus back as well, didn't he?
He did, yeah. I think though that WCW run, I enjoyed that. Like, it was like 6 months to a year run.
Oh, he was over. Screaming Norman was over, mate. Yeah, over.
Him and fucking hell, Terry Funk. I always remember them ones where like Terry Funk were like looking for him, and then they found him in the toilet.
Yeah, loads of that. Yeah, loads of that stuff.
2.5 stars for me, that one, which
wild.
It literally melts a 5 stars.
I was going to say you broke the scale according to this event, Andy. Fucking hell.
Well, it's all downhill for me as Disco Inferno meets the Bananas in Pajamas, but for copyright reasons, they're called the Fruits in Suits.
This is shocking. Like, this is, and it's a show long. Honestly, I've just got shivers. I'm not calling it a story, Andy. I'm not calling this a fuck. It doesn't deserve to get called one. Like, this is a show long fucking shit that just gets a payoff in the end, and fair play in the end. The payoff's like, well, I'm not giving it any credit because I can't, but I didn't expect the payoff in the end, kind of thing. We'll go into that in a bit, but fuck me, Andy, this is bottom of the barrel stuff.
Without knowing who these are, did you think, and I thought this myself, this could have been the Harris boys in the costumes?
Yeah, until someone takes a bump later on, then it's definitely not the Harris boys.
It's definitely not them.
No.
But I was trying to put 2 and 2 together, like, in Disco's there, Jarrett's there, everywhere Jarrett goes at this time.
Yeah.
The Irish boys are not too far behind. Always getting the booking.
Yeah, but yeah, this is once again bottom of the barrel stuff, like really bad.
Breaking news now, as Juventud Guerrera's broken ribs and can't face the Road Dogg in the semi-finals. So they have to decide through a battle royal who's going to get the semi-final spot against the Road Dogg. Well, Stevie Ray gets a payday.
He's doing the backstage
with Rhett.
Interviewing, isn't he? And to be fair, and like, once again, it's fleeting this praise on this show, but once again, I will give them a bit of credit to trying something different with this battle royal, because how many times have you heard like a GM or a commissioner go like, oh, anybody can enter this, any wrestler can enter this. No, Bret Hart means anyone can enter this. So once we get to the match, we get like obviously the King coming off commentary, JB as well. We get cameramen. So I did like that. It got a chuckle at me that literally anyone, refs can get involved. So I didn't mind that. Once again, something different that I hadn't seen. So we'll give that fleeting praise, Andy.
So in the Battle Royal, we had Buff Bagwell, Disco Inferno, Stevie Ray, Norman Smiley, Crowbar, Jerry Lawler. Jeremy Borash got in there after Jerry Lawler said, come on, Jeremy, let's go in. A cameraman, 2 referees, a lovely lady goes after King, and they end up doing like the old ref spot where they're like rolling around and what have you. You forgot who else makes the run in. The Bananas in Pyjamas come back out. Bananas in Pyjamas, they come in. King gives Norman the big wiggle. The Fruits eliminate Disco. Buff eliminates the Bananas in Pyjamas to get the win here. I've been put shite.
Yeah, after the actual, like, me giving praise to the concept and then trying something different in execution, yeah, absolute load of fucking shite. But Buff Bagwell did win, the rifle winner.
Match number 5 now. The front row, Nathan Jones.
Now, this should have been the fucking main event of the whole pay-per-view if we're being serious about this show. Why are you booking this in the first round? Why isn't this the final? You know, either way round, like, if Jeff beats Nathan Jones, you get a bit of, like, heat so you can come back. But if Nathan Jones wins, you crown the hometown champion. But obviously that's not going to happen because Jeff's on the show. So, yeah, why this is the main event baffled me to no end.
Yeah, so Nathan Jones versus Jeff Jarrett in a guitar on a pole match. It's like Russo's in the background booking this, isn't it? Hold on a pole. You won't see that Roll McManus calls Jeff a pufter, very much at the time of 2001. This is very much like, how can we do it where, you know, getting around like Nathan Jones not looking like stupid? Well, he does in the end, to be honest. But you have Nathan going for there's not much to this. It's about 4 or 5 minutes long. You have Nathan going for the guitar, but gets low blow by Jeff. Jeff gets the guitar, twats Rove McManus. Then you have the stroke by Jeff to Nathan. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Squash match.
Yeah, just typical Jeff. As you say, Jones is obviously limited, but you'd work around it more, wouldn't you? But Jeff's got a Jeff and win, and yeah, just as I say, for me, a waste and should have been the main event. You could have done a lot more with this.
Jarrett at the time, this, isn't it? He didn't put anyone over.
This irony and this ironicness, I mean, I'm all for it in a way, but I mean, I like the Chosen One, Jeff Jarrett, my favourite incarnation. Loved him. Absolutely loved the Kid Rock knockoff music, just him twatting people with guitars. Loved him in WCW. But people forget how hated he was in TNA, or do they forget? And it's just become a thing now because, you know, I've got to laugh at like every time he's turned up on these fucking any promotion under the sun. This WWE run he got like 2017, 18, you know, AEW to this day. Why is he still on telly? Like it's laughed under the carpet, but he shouldn't be nowhere near it, should he? He shouldn't be feuding with MJF, and MJF gets the brunt of it because it's look, it's ironic Jeff. You know what I mean? It's got to be studied. This Jeff Jarrett run, like it has, for good and bad.
Exactly.
And overall, I do like him. I like listening to his stories of his career and that. But
yeah, he's a lovely fella.
He shouldn't be on telly. He shouldn't be on wrestling TV in a role like this, wrestling still, you know what I mean?
Just people forget. For me, it's that TNA run where he just held the belt and just steamrolled everyone when he should have dropped the belt.
He was
many
on it.
times.
I'll say to this day, he was just as hated as Triple H was in that main attention. He was. If Triple H was like, but if Triple H was like 5.0 on the scale, now even if people want to argue, Jeff was 4.9 though. He was pushing him that much. Do you know what I mean? He really was, because I know Triple H was old and like. Triple H was holding Booker T down, but he was also holding like your Kevin Nash's that people weren't asked. Jeff Jarrett's holding like Chris Daniels, AJ Styles, all. He's beating Triple X 3-on-1. You know what I mean? He's holding Monty Brown, but he's holding the IWC like heroes down at the time. Do you know what I mean? So people forget this, or do they? That's my question.
So after that match, the Starrettes are here again. A great idea. Lawler is pissed off to chase after the bananas in pajamas. I did spoke too soon. Here comes Sex Best Jerry for the King's Court. Oh, God. So you have Lawler interviewing the fruits in suits. The lad.
See, this bit went on here. Didn't see this bit either on my version, Andy.
Yeah, probably didn't pass the USA censorship, this one. You just have lads talking. Because Lenny and Lodi come out. This is what it is. So the lads talking about two fruits versus two fruits, calling people wankers. Oh God. It just ends this segment with Bret Hart coming out, who's probably disgusted at like this ruining the business. He just tells the fruits in suits to hit the bricks.
Honestly, no, just the only, because does that turn into? I've seen where it turns into Road Dogg versus Lenny and Lodi. Is that before this? So I don't know what's. Yeah.
So what happened? So Buff Bagwell won that
Battle
Royal to face Jeff Jarrett. So the Road Dogg, who's left without an opponent because Hoovy got injured.
Oh, okay.
Ends up facing Lenny and Lodi in a three-way semi-final.
Yeah. I mean, literally, me word for that semi-final is I've got Road Dogg versus Lenny and Lodi, and I've just got shite, and that's all I've got. That's genuinely all I've got for this.
Yeah.
What, like you've just started to break it down tournament-wise, like, it's getting to a point, what is this? Like, what is it, lad? It's awful. It's so bad. Sometimes you're watching stuff so bad that you've just got to, and people know who've listened to me, like I like in calling to other people some shite, you know what I mean? But this is like next level shite.
So this match is basically Lenny and Lodi trying to get pins, but not letting each other win the match. Oh God, Lenny does like a 69 pin, and then Road Dogg hits a shake, rattle, and knee drop and pins both of them while Lenny's in the 69 position with Lodi. I did put dreadful again. A lot of jokes, innuendo for the time.
Yeah, just let's move on. There's
about 3 or 4 of these 0.25, 0.5 out of 5. Fucking gash. Absolute gash. Anyway, followed up is 4 minutes and 5 seconds of a second semi-final with Buff Bagwell versus Jeff Jarrett. Now, this is a lumberjack match, with the lumberjacks being the local strip joint with straps. Now, a warning here for the listeners. This commentary line come out. Borash. These girls on the outside are 11s. Jerry Lawler. That's what I like about girls when they're 11. Jerry soon rephrases. Now, this felt like, like Louis Theroux with Jimmy Savile on that documentary. Like, I in plain sight here. It was like, oh no, I had to go and rewind it back a couple of times. Like, did he say this? And you're like,
I'll be honest, Andy, I didn't pick up on it because I'm not listening. The commentary, it's white noise. The commentary is terrible. I'm just not like even fucking hell.
Anyway, moving swiftly on. Jarrett gets thrown to the outside, gets whipped by the girls, and Yeah, buff chases after. We have a buff blockbuster.
Always a great move. One of the
Yeah,
better moves. One of the best moves.
cracking move. But one of the lasses on the outside makes the count. While
Yeah.
Slick Johnson, he was another of the bad smells hanging from the old days of WCW.
Always got a lot of time for Slick Johnson, though. One of my favourite refs. Always took a good bump.
He always looked good in a pair of shorts while
Pair of
refereeing.
shorts. Yeah.
Slick
Brycey's still the worst for a hog in the spotlight, though, more than a ref in shorts. That's saying something.
Not as bad as Slick Johnson, pal. Slick waves it off, and then you have, obviously, Jeff Jarrett matches, distraction, stroke. Ref jumps in, 1, 2, 3. Absolute pit, straight from 1999 WCW. The worst part of WCW, not 2000, 99.
Yeah.
0.5 out of 5.
Yeah. It's bad. Andy, sometimes you just can't say more than it's terrible.
Match number 8. There's 10 matches on this show, folks. Oh, my word. Man versus wife in a black wedding match. So this is Luna Vachon, who in a backstage promo has been on a 40-a-day habit of cigs. Fucking gravel this voice in. Fucking hell. You're like, if it was a human version of razor blades, I felt sorry for him.
Her throat must have been killer, wasn't it? Because she's putting that on, it must kill her voice later on, it must have. Oh, she was always good, Luna, as well. Oh, she was always good, lad.
You know, like Phyllis off Coronation Street.
Person.
So Luna was against her husband at the time, Porno Dave. Vampire Warrior, old Gangrel. Fuck me.
This is
2 minutes and 28 seconds of a match. As best as you can do here, Matty. Brave.
I mean, I'm just going to break it down. Just wild, the Gangrel DDT to win the match, innit? Really, that's the only thing that you can say. And obviously, he's hating doing the pin, isn't he? And that, but yeah, just. Honestly, Andy, like this, mate, I've got, as I said before, I've watched some shite. I've got tolerance for some shite. But maybe you caught me at a bad week, mate, but this broke me near enough, this pay-per-view. Like this, you could be the first man to actually break me, mate, when it comes to watching something. I'm always like trying to think of something, but this is just, fuck me, there's zero positivity on this.
But for they give this match a build-up, didn't they? They said on one of the previous shows this had happened, and the backstage promo.
And it's a different time, like with intergender matches as well. It's a different time, so like they're more accepted then. And a man v wife is, as you're saying, they're giving it the big hype, the big build, whether you agree with intergender matches or not. And yet this was just two
good workers as well.
Yeah, 2.5 minutes though, just
pointless for all the build-up of it. 0.5 for the DDT, the Impaler DDT from old Ganga.
But this was still better than Road Dogg and Konnan for me.
Anything better than that, mate. Match number 9 now. So this is a match that Matty didn't see on the US version. On the Australian version, you got the skin to win match, which, as I said, was Adara James, Queen Bee, sharing a wad, and Violet. Winner is the one left with their clothes on. So Sharon was Danny Dominion, who I think was like a local worker on the scene. Yeah, a lot of it is trying to overpower Sharon. There's actually one of them in this match, Adara James, who was actually pretty all right when it came to the wrestling. Doing like. Like Lita's Hurricanrana.
Yeah.
Like off the top rope. And it ends up with Stevie Ray coming out to like remonstrate. I think he'd just seen enough. Like it was like an Oki with that chair, for Luke Gallows and fucking Sylvester Terkay. Shit, get off. It ends up with a hurricanrana by Adara and ends up pulling Danny's clothes off for the victory. Dreadful. Another dreadful match.
I haven't seen it, but I'll say shite, yeah.
Yeah. As I say, there was one shining light in it, Adara James. I've not looked up on their career after that, but if this is the highlight of it, good on her. Terrible. Anyway, Jeremy Borash has a letter now from Madeja, who says her other half's on the way, which meaning Scott Steiner.
Yeah.
So I think he must have only been there for a short while, to be honest, because WWE would have signed in like the year after.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
I think a lot of that might have been another one where he got announced for the show, but because he'd signed for WWE, they pulled him.
Ah, okay.
Like in the latter stages, like AJ Styles would pop up on their shows and what have you. So it's getting into TNA territory of
crossover. Well, it is, isn't it? They existed at the same time. Would you say in May 2003 if it folded? So you're getting a good 11 months there of crossover time.
Main event match now for the WWA title. It's the Road Dogg versus Jeff Jarrett in a steel cage match, submission or pinfall. But before that, more Disco Inferno, like anyone asked for that, which ends up with the Fruits in Suits coming out again to batter Disco against the cage. One of the Fruits then goes up to the top of the cage with Disco Inferno. I was thinking this was Chris Kanyon in this because the bump was like that thing off Slamboree or something.
Slamboree 2000, they're after Triple Cage.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is a bump though, isn't it? Like this is where you put all your shit storyline aside, absolutely fucking horrendous storyline aside. This bump, it's nuts. Didn't expect it at all. It's fucking good stuff.
But as Disco and the Fruits get packed off, here comes Brett again. He's earned his coin for a change, Brett, at this time. Yeah. Generally, these companies, when they bring Brett out, he'd like thank the fans, or I always remember wrestling here in York Hall.
Yeah, did they sign Big Show? Did they as well? Did they sign?
That's the best of Bret Hart impression you're getting from me, Matty, as I'm full of a cold. Well,
blame the cold, yeah. Well, you know.
It's not the old Stu Hart what JP does.
No.
Oh. Fucking hell. Road Dogg and Jeff Jarrett for all the marbles of the WWA title. And match straight out of the new generation era. With Bye Baby Tonight and all that. Slick Johnson, the referee. It's a typical Jeff match again, isn't it? Bollocks.
It is. It's one of them, and this is like fucking an 85-star match, though, as well, compared to like some of the stuff. I don't know, it's typical Jeff and that, but at that era, at this time, it's a typical main event. So once again, we're all right saying it now, obviously, because we know and all stuff like that, but I can get it at the time. I really can. And as I say, I'm trying to think of some positives. I'm not being overly positive on it, but I can kind of get how they done this match and the layout and the typical formula. And it is what it is. It goes on a bit too long, the end, though. Like, what is it? Now, let's see if I've got this right. It's obviously Jeff does a good cracking blade job. And you got Jeff going for the guitar, because once again, they both escape the cage, but it's fucking pinfalls only, so that's pointless in itself straight away. They're both on the outside. They wrestle back into the cage. Jeff's got the guitar. It's Road Dogg with the guitar, but there's no ref. The ref's been bumped, obviously, because it's Jeff. Then Jeff tries to do the sharpshooter on Brett, but there's no ref, and he's asking Brett to ring the bell, like a Montreal callback. Brett doesn't ring it, obviously. But then Road Dogg turns it round, gets the sharpshooter on Jeff, obviously still won't ring the bell, Bret Hart. But Jeff's tapping, there's no ref. And then Bret just decides to leave with the belt. Like, what? Bret decides to leave with the belt. So then Road Dogg chases him, grabs the belt off him, takes it in the ring to go and hit Jeff. Jeff moves out the way, it's the stroke onto the belt, and he pins Road Dogg, obviously, to win the WWA title. And then Bret gets in, argues with Jeff, and puts Jeff in the sharpshooter to send the fans home happy. I think that's how it went down.
You've got it 95% right there. One of the things that you're missing here, Matty, is Bret. So I think he gets on the mic or he tells Lawler and Boras that nobody wins this match with them doing my manoeuvre.
Ah, okay. Don't know, I've missed that bit in all the excitement.
So he sort of mentions that, which I know he wants to keep up, protecting his business. I think he was going in for the white and silver law of the NWO, probably helping Jarrett, but didn't work out so well at the end. But very much the same old song for me. This with
convoluted
Jarrett.
The ending, but Bret did send the fans home happy with the sharpshooter on Jeff. I'm surprised he didn't raise the title up as well, Bret, just to get the someone else who didn't beat him in another promotion. I love you though, Bret. I love you.
So for this one, I probably went about a star and a half.
It's one of the better matches on the show for all the bollocks aside. It is.
It's one of the better praise, though, isn't it, man?
Oh, it is. Oh, don't get me wrong. It's very, very faint praise.
This show overall, Matty. And now, I know I'm a good mate of yours, but I think our friendship might be on the point.
You're teetering, Andy. You're teetering. Like, we've watched some shite and muck. But most of the time, to be fair, I think we've gone the other way and thought, when we sit down and we actually watch it and we break it down and we have a chat, even if the chat convinces us, most of it, we always lean on the side of, well, it's not really that shite.
Yeah.
And this isn't the case, mate. Like, this is like fucking... This is, like, I feel like we're not letting the listeners down because I hope they get some enjoyment out of it, but it feels like we've added nothing to it because there's nothing good. Very rare you can say, even the backstory of it, the people involved, some of the horrendous stuff at the time. Like you said, it's time-stamped in 2001. You can't escape that. The wrestling's not great for like what we think of it now. Wrestling, like I said before, we've got to transport back to that time period where you do get distraction finishes, hardcore TV matches like you're seeing at the time. So if you can take yourself to that, you can enjoy little bits of it, if that. But fuck me, mate, this is probably the worst thing we've ever covered on these 3 seasons that we've done. And one of the worst things I think I've ever watched. And once again, I've seen a lot of wrestling over the years.
You've sat through Solo Sikoa in the WWE, mate.
Come on, Andy. What I mean, I won't take that.
I'm only winding you up there, mate.
He's a fucking. He's like fucking. I don't know, Kenny Omega in his fucking prime compared to all the wrestlers on this, mate. Because fuck me, this was bad, Andy, and then some. Shite, and even more shite, mate. This was. I can't add anything else to it. As I say, I've tried to give a genuine breakdown of it there, and yeah, it's horrendous.
Yeah. I did mention to a couple of people last night, this is probably my top 5 of worst things I've reviewed. And I've reviewed some bad stuff. I've reviewed the WCW 2000. Now, WCW 2000 seems like All Japan 92.
Yeah.
Compared to this. I've even reviewed Big Papa T matches on UWA. He'd fit in well in this promotion. This is very much... You can tell why WWE didn't sign any of these.
Yeah,
like or not much till like after, because you won't touch these with a barge pole, would you?
No, and I'd like to know the attendance for this, because
it looked sold out.
Yeah, it looked like there was a few thousand there at least. Yeah, I'm not sure if it was fully sold out. But
you'd be surprised, Matty. I had a look, and like one of the later shows after this, they ran the where the Australian Open is. the Rodney Laver Arena.
Yeah.
They ran there.
Fucking hell. And did they get a decent crowd, like?
Yeah.
Fucking hell. But, you know, but once again, you've got to transport at the time. And it's like, Road Dogg was popular when he got fired from WWF. Like, he was over, so he's still got a bit of a name. Jeff Jarrett, had just come out of WWE, is still a bit of a name. You know what I mean? So you've got to, whether we know what they are now, these type of wrestlers, and whether the big stars, they had that still coming off TV, like a Buff Bagwell, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. They weren't the biggest names of all time, but they had some sort of name. And obviously you're throwing Bret Hart in there making an appearance as well at the time. So, but yeah, and I mean, honestly, mate, like, as I said before, I'm not Mr. Positivity, but I always look for something good to talk about and have a laugh about, mate. There's been hardly anything on this, mate. As I say, and you could have broke me. You could have.
So you mentioned about attendance. The attendance for this, 8,500.
I mean, you've got to clap that. You've got to you've got to give them that out the fucking hell. But yeah, just.
A cage match rating for this. What do you think out of 10? So the overall event.
Before we go on to that, and I'm not having a go, but like a John Moxley, a Carter, Will Ospreay, Adam Copeland, Chris Jericho, Mercedes Moné, can't get half of that for a TV tape in this day and age. Just think of that, Andy. And I know it's a different country, you know what I mean. But like in America, in their own brand, caliber of wrestler, it's crazy. I'm sure they beat that for their Grand Slam, of course, but fucking hell, just trying to put it into some sort of context if you can, like, just beggars belief, just how the businesses change, yeah, but yeah, wild.
So, what do you think they give it out of 10 on the cage match?
I mean, if it's anything over like a 4, 3, it's got to be low on it, and
yeah, you're right, 2.33.
Yeah, not 10. What got the best match? Is anything? Come on.
I
bet you it's the ladder match. I bet you.
Right. So match guide rating. Not many votes here. Some of them are not eligible because they're so short, under 5 minutes. So the ladder match got 5.62.
Ow.
Norman Smiley and Devon Storm got 5.5.
Yeah.
Main event got 3.78.
So I told you the ladder match would get the most just because they're just going off. It's a ladder match with Juventud and Psychosis in there, but yeah, I don't know, and that wasn't just for it. I'd probably say Crowbar and Smiley, wasn't it? And then what else did I say? The main event just for I don't know, and it was just all one long continuous loop of shite. That's what it was.
So on the next pay-per-view, what they did, they went to Las Vegas, Nevada in 2002. So this is like a couple of months after. This is the card here. So you had Supernova defeating AJ Styles, Christopher Daniels, Loki, Sharp Boy, and Tony Marmaluke.
That sounds like a good match, though, straight away.
Yeah. Alan Funk, Okwee versus Reno.
Yeah, okay.
Chronic defeating Native Blood.
Why can't we have watched this one? Why can't we have watched that, Andy? Come on, mate. I mean, I love Chronic.
A hardcore midget match, Puppet versus Tio. Singles match, Scott Steiner defeating Disco Inferno.
Oh, I hope he probably would have laid it into Glenn there, wouldn't he, Scott?
Yeah. WWA International Cruiserweight title triangle match, Juventud Guerrero versus Psychosis versus Eddie Guerrero.
I mean, why haven't we watched this show? They're going to hold this against you for life.
No disqualification match, Devon Storm defeating Sabu, 20 minutes and 38 seconds. I bet that was a car crash, weren't it?
Andy, honestly, you're not making your case anymore here by going through these matches. Fucking hell.
Ernest Miller and Rick Steiner versus Lenny and Lodi.
Fucking hell.
58 seconds. And the main event was Jeff Jarrett defeating Brian Christopher.
See, I'm sure I remember seeing that getting reviewed in Power Slam.
Yeah.
That main event stands out to me. The seeing pictures of that main event in Power Slam.
On commentary, so obviously they replaced Lawler with Disco Inferno and, even worse than Jerry Lawler, Mark Madden.
Oh, fucking hell. But Andy, once again, why couldn't we watch that one instead, mate?
Well, maybe there's maybe a next time. Who knows? But yeah, like when they actually come over, did a pay-per-view in Glasgow, Scotland. This was in December 2002. So let's see if they'd improved. They had Shark Boy defeating 2.5-star Frankie Kazarian.
Fucking hell.
Konnan defeating Spider Nate Webb.
Wild, that.
In 3 seconds.
Oh, fucking
Scotland were treated to 3 seconds of Konnan.
Yeah.
No, it's just for the count, that. Buff Bagwell and Johnny Swinger defeating Norman Smiley and Malice. It was Malice, the Wall brother.
Yeah, that's Jerry Tweet.
Yeah, you had T.O. versus Puppet again. Mike Sanders defeating Joey Legend. Just Joe of Celebrity Wrestling fame.
Loved a bit of above average.
NWA World Heavyweight title match now. Jeff Jarrett defeating Nathan Jones again.
There you go. Would have been a bit more polished this time, but Jeff's obviously still getting the win.
It was 2003 when he got signed, weren't it, Nathan Jones? So
Before
it was,
WrestleMania, yeah.
Yeah. Three-way match. Sabu defeating Perry Saturn and Simon Diamond.
Wild, that.
And the main event for the WWA World Heavyweight title, 7 minutes and 16 seconds. Lex Luger defeating Sting.
Bloody, I mean, to be fair though, Andy, like, that's a big main event though. It is, you know.
Yeah.
It's a big main event for over there in Glasgow, and Luger was the champ, was he, yeah?
Vacant title.
Yes. See, obviously Jeff didn't fucking get pinned, did he, to lose it?
No, so what happened with it was, like, I think it ended up the WWA title got merged
with the TNA.
With the TNA one, and Jeff ended up being the champion of it all. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So there you go. On the last ever event, The Reckoning, Jeff beat Sting title unification match.
Of course
in
he
10
did.
minutes. And they did the same thing with the Cruiserweight title as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, some right characters.
That second show, though, I would actually, for intrigue, like to watch, see Chronic in there, Eddie, Hoovy, and Psychosis in a freeway. Taking it back to the WCW days. So
that was when he was on that short run after getting sacked off, when he was going ROH and all that. Yeah, no, it's interesting. But I'll tell you what's interesting: the age game. Now, I've got 5 here.
Here we go.
Ooh, when I found out some of these ages, oh my word. First up, old Charlie Konnan.
I'd say, if I'm older than Konnan, I reckon I'm older than him. I reckon he's like 36 here.
37.
Oh, so I'm still older than him. Fucking hell.
Yeah. Road Dogg.
Oh, he's younger. He was always young. I reckon he's about 33, 34. Yeah. That's bad just saying it out loud.
It's going to get even worse here now, Matt. 30.
Fucking hell. So, wait there. He's 26 now. He can't be 26 in the New Age Outlaws 27. There's no chance.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't know? Your date of birth better call somebody. 30-year-old. He'd had an ad paper on it. I think he went to prison not so long after this as well.
Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah.
Disco
Inferno.
Just older though, about 32.
34.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Buff.
Oh, similar-ish. Oh, I go just younger, 33.
31. now currently in prison at the time of recording. And the final one, this will shock you. Big Wiggle, Norman Smiley.
Oh, he's got to be the other end. He's got to be like 43. No, don't start, Andy. There's no chance he's like 30. No way.
Norman Smiley.
No.
He's 35.
Fucking hell. No, that's bad, but that Road Dogg being 30 in 2001. As I say, so New Age Outlaws fucking prime, though. He's 27, yeah, Andy. He's 27. 98, isn't it? He's 27.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Norman Smiley, I had down for, I would have been saying like 40 odd, but 35.
Yeah. Fucking hell.
They're all younger than us, mate. All younger than us.
All younger than us. Oh, but at least you've saved yourself in that game at the end there, Andy, because you were teetering. You're going back the other way now, so you're all right.
So there you go. That's the end of the age game and the end of this episode. So let's go into the plugs. Matty, where can we follow you, listen to you?
Well, I'm on Grappl, aren't I, Andy? You know, I'm the worst at this shilling game, but yeah, come and find us at Grappl. You know, subscribe to our Patreon at patreon.com/Grappl, where you get all our good shows, Andy. Weekend shows on there. You know, we have Patreon shows for a month. We're currently in the midst of a dealer's choice where we all pick our own show that no matter what me and the other guys or, you know, whoever suggests it, I've got to do, and there's no complaints about that. Like, we've just got to grin and bear it, as they say. You know, catch us on YouTube Spotlight on there every week as well. Drops every Monday or Tuesday early hours, so to get you watching along there. And yeah, and just that really, mate. Just I'm subscribed to our YouTube as well as at YouTube. What is it? Grappl.com. I can't even remember what it is, but anyway, yeah, I'm the worst for it.
Just put Grappl.
Just put Grappl Spotlight on YouTube. Yeah, I'm terrible. Ben will hate that. I've fucked that up, but yeah, it's always good, Andy. And as I say, mate, always good to do the old podcast and good to do them with yourself as well, mate. But yeah, can't do our Discord as well, as we always say. I'll never be a Keenan with the full links to the Discord and the full slashes and all that in there. But yeah, Grappl Discord's always a good time. Come and hang out in there, have a good chat about anything to do with wrestling, really. And they always pop off when the WWE pay-per-views are on as well. So it's always a good time there.
Yeah. Follow me at Oggy Part 3 on X, formerly Twitter. Follow this podcast at GCP Podcast 1. Go and listen to the other podcasts I'm on, the old Nothing Can Like It at FWA Pod. Recent episode is the one where Kieran tells us how he recorded all the shows for FWA whilst we were on the wrestling channel. So go and give that a listen. A great episode it was. And yeah, I think that's all the.
I'm going to do it properly, Andy. It's what is it? I'm going to do it properly just so I don't get it's youtube.com /@Grappl on YouTube if you want to be a subscriber to that YouTube member as well. And also, sorry, I want to give a push to one of our shows on there that me and Gareth do. Like you mentioned it before, we talked about Bret Hart before, but Bretro, if anyone could just give that a go, that usually goes up for free on the YouTube as well. So there's about 13 episodes out there in D for now on YouTube if people can go and watch and give that a listen to, because we're very proud of that show. I'm proud of everything, obviously, that we do over at Grappl, but me and Gareth, I've got that in our hearts, Bretro here, Andy, so we'd like everyone to give that a little listen and converse about it. You like Bret Hart yourself, or any matches you think we should do, always give us a little comment wherever you can, so much appreciated, mate.
Top stuff, Matty. So if me and Matty are still friends, we will be back for episode 2 of Shite. Thanks very much for listening, everyone, and goodbye.